Alright, today we're going to be doing a little bit of work on the 98 Silverado here. This is my plow truck. A few years ago when I purchased this thing, it had no rear window. It was smashed out. So I called the junkyard and said, give me the cheapest glass you have, and that's what they did. So consequently it has no rear defrost. Even though it has the leads for it, it has no rear defrost grid. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put on one of these stick-on grids. This one's from Frost Fighter. And should be fairly simple, straightforward, and hopefully this year I'll be able to see where I'm going when I back up. Alright, let's take a look at what's inside the kit and we'll get it installed. Alright, let's take a quick look at what the kit includes. You get two sets of instructions. One is somewhat generalized, the other is specific to the kit that you purchase. These are the adhesive buses or contacts that will actually defrost the glass. You get some window cleaner prep. These electrical contacts are buses. Adhesive strips that the buses actually sit on, and then these are covers for these buses. Okay, I've already wiped the glass down with some Windex, and I've marked the outside of the glass to make sure that we can get it somewhat straight. Okay, let's go prep the inside of the glass and get started here. Alright, so just to show you here, I've got some straight lines along the top and the sides here, and I did that with a crayon on the outside of the glass, and that's just going to help us line it up, and obviously I can take a razor blade and scrape that off when we're done. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and open this up and wipe the glass down, basically in this area which is where the grid will be. Alright. Okay, so when you buy your Frost Fighter kit, probably others as well, it kind of fits a range of sizes, so you're going to need to trim this down. But keep in mind, don't trim it to right where the bus is, because these contacts are going to wrap up and around the other side of the bus. So I'm just going to trim this down so that it fits our glass, just to make it easier to install here. So I'm just going to line it up where I want it, and then I'm going to trim it right down to the edge of the window so that we can install it and have some left over to wrap up around the bus bars. Okay? Trick now is to peel the white decal off while leaving the copper contacts in place. I don't know if you can see it or not. Alright, so I'm peeling back the top adhesive piece, leaving the contacts in place. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that real quick. And even if you do have some wrinkles, you can kind of take your finger, because it's just thin copper, and smooth those out. It's not going to cause any problems at all. And if the ends peel up, that's okay, because we need to peel those up anyways. Alright, let's peel the back off this next one. I'm just taking some Windex here and wiping off the window and the contacts, and just getting any additional adhesive and paper off, the paper backing that would be left over. And if you have any wrinkles, just take your finger and gently slide like that, and you can pretty well smooth them out. They may fold over, but as long as you don't break the contact, you're good. I've got a couple, and I just went like that with them and smoothed them right out. Okay, so it's not a big deal. I'm pretty happy with it so far, as long as it works. Let me finish wiping this down, then we'll get it hooked up. Alright, so I'm just peeling up the ends here, and the razor blade obviously helps with that. Okay. And again, this one was kind of short, so we're going to have to put the bus a little bit further in than I had originally planned, but the instructions do say 3 inches from each side. So let's go ahead and get this on first. see how that looks. And I may have to extend my contacts. I already knew that. I certainly will have to extend the one on the other side because it needs to be up. So that's not a problem. I've got some 14 gauge wire and I'll just splice that in. Had I had it over where I wanted it originally, would be all set. That's okay. Alright, let's peel this off. Alright, when you're putting your contacts on, make sure that they're not touching. Okay, that's specific in the instructions. And this one here is going to come down to this one, to this lower contact, okay? So now we're going to wrap these around like that. And I'm going to get some tape to hold them real quick. Okay, I'm just going to use a little bit of tape and pull these contacts around. Tape them in place temporarily here. Don't need that much tape quite. Alright, now we're going to take this one and put it over it like this. Okay, so we peel the adhesive back off this. I can tell you that 3M adhesive is sticky too, holy smokes. Alright, so pay attention, you've got a little slot for your connection or your tab for your bus, the shorter bus. Now on the other side, the shorter bus has to be on the top, or vice versa, right? So if you put it on the bottom on this side, you're going to put it on the top on the other. We're going to push that right in, and that's going to make sure that each of those Defrost buses has a good connection. Okay, and then we can cut with a razor blade, just cut off any extra. Okay, I'm not going to do that yet. I'll do that afterwards. We'll finish it up afterwards. Okay, let's do the other side real quick. Alright, so that right there is probably my worst spot, and I can just take my finger and push in on all these little wrinkles, and they somewhat go away, but that one's a little hinky, but that's alright. It is, after all, my plow truck, but obviously I want to do a nice job. Alright, so I've got this strip on here, and I'm going to pull off that top adhesive piece, and I'm just using my razor blade to get it started. Alright, now because I put the short bus on the bottom, on the other side, I'm going to put it on the top here. Alright, and there are specific instructions about it, and what I'll do at the end is I can post those instructions, at least that little diagram for you, so you understand how the connection is made, because it's not just a straight through. Again, when you put these buses together, they should not be touching, right? So they're separate. And I'm going to have to extend this one up as well, so I want to be careful, because this, when it touches that 3M, it grabs it, okay? I don't know if you can see what that looks like. That's basically what we're doing. Alright, and then I'm just going to wrap these up and around. And on the other side, I did tape them. So we're basically doing this. Okay? And then with that other adhesive piece, we're going to go right over those. That makes that connection to each one of these. Okay? Let me finish this up and we'll test it out. Alright, so this terminal needs to be moved up. Remember, we had to put the connection bus up at the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip this off, leave myself enough room for a connection. Alright, we'll strip this side down here. And we'll put a female connector on there. Give it a tug. Take some wire here. Make sure we have enough. And actually I'm going to leave enough to tuck it in under here too, so I can actually feed it up along the side. Kind of get it out of the way. Trim that down. I think that was 12 gauge wire. This is 14. Well, maybe it was 14. And we'll put the male end on this one. Just like that. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. Put a female on this end, and then we'll put a male end on this end, okay? Alright. So basically like that, okay? Obviously I'm going to tuck this up under this plastic as well, so, but I figure we ought to test it before we do that. Let me hook up the other side and then we'll put some steam to it. Alright, I can feel already that the grid is warm, but I thought I'd try to prove it to you here with some steam. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I don't know if you can see it or not, but basically it's heating up the glass. You can see it right there. So it's working. So hopefully this video has been helpful. Give me that thumbs up if you liked it. If you want to see more of this type of stuff, hit that subscribe button. And we're heading into winter here in Maine. Stay warm. I've got a couple of videos coming up. I've got a new generator. We're going to be hooking that up, tying it into the breaker box, installing an interlock. Should be good. I'm going to put those instructions up or that little chart afterwards. And thanks for watching. Have fun.